Hello everyone, this is Qihang. Welcome to my video. Today, I'd like to talk about one of my culture shock experiences. Cuisine etiquette. Perhaps it's not a common experience for most people. So, what is culture shock? Culture shock is a feeling of uncertainty, confusion, or anxiety that people experience when they move to a new cultural environment. If you've traveled overseas, I'm pretty sure you'll notice some differences that surprised you. And that is culture shock.
Five years ago, my intermediate school life started in New Zealand. That was the very first time I had ever been abroad from China. After a while, my aunt Anne took me to a full-course dinner for my birthday. Since then, I recognized that Western cuisine is not only about steaks but includes lots of creative dishes. Before the meal, Anne handed me a menu and asked what I had like to order. I was lost when faced with this menu, which had no pictures and full of English and Italian words. It was so awkward that I had to pick something randomly. A formal Western meal served 3 courses sequentially, which usually takes a long time to complete. I was shocked because I never expected to have to wait for each course on purpose. In China, the entire meal is served almost simultaneously. During the meal, I noticed that everyone only focuses on their own food. You might think that is normal, but we actually share food in China, which means reunion. From that experience, I began to be curious about the Western dining culture. The stage of curious had gone quickly. Tons of questions and confusions emerged. I was not an expert of using knife and fork. Some unpleasant high-pitched noise always sounded once I tried to cut my food. After a few days, Antonia noticed something was wrong and told me that this is really unpolite to other diners. She even asked me sarcastically if I could properly use cutleries. I feel embarrassed and irritated. I mean, it is not my fault to not practice Western cutleries in my country. Guess what? Culture differences triggered culture conflict at that point. Even though I didn't talk back to her, I'm not convinced in my heart. Who can carve food without making any sound? I stared at Antonio for a few seconds. He seemed to understand my predicament. She switched her tone and began her lesson. I was treated as a baby, but I appreciate that she can teach me. Noises amazingly disappeared. Then, I had another question. Why do I have to learn all of this? Since when I decided to learn it, sense of frustration was accumulating throughout the time. I wanted to resolve all these confusing situations. Besides, Antonia's advice delighted me. She said, "Your parents spent a lot to send you here. I know it is a different culture for you, but that's why we are here, to try to help you." Then, she shared her experience about dealing with cultural differences between New Zealand and her hometown, Romania. I have to say, her experiences were convincing. Later on, I tried my best to participate in the parties my homestay holds. I didn't know how to cook, so I helped set the table instead. I thought that would be easy, but it's exquisite. I have to know exactly how the knives and forks arranged for a formal party. Gradually, I'm adapting to this culture as I keep learning the etiquette. I feel more comfortable and resilient in my life. Learning is always the key to access a new era. Alright, thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps you to know more about the culture shock. Bon appetit.